Directly opposite our picturesque and famous cathedral lies a new landmark on the skies of Lincoln. The International Bomber Command Memorial Spire is officially being unveiled today, and it aims to remember forever the 26,296 aircrew that flew out of Lincolnshire bases during World War II, never to return. Their names are inscribed upon walls around the spire, which stands at just under 100 feet high. It was designed by a local company, Place Architecture, and Stephen Palmer is the director. So what are the origins of the memorial project?
Well, we were invited a couple of years ago now. It seems a long time ago, but yeah, a couple of years ago we were invited to a limited competition to design a contemporary memorial. It was managed by the University of Lincoln on behalf of the Bomber Command Trust. So that's what we came up with, and the form is of two wing fragments. Obviously, as you can see, made from Core 10 steel, which is weathering steel, and the two wing fragments are held apart by a pair of perforated plates. So it's a little bit like wing structure, just like an aircraft. So that's the reference. Obviously, these guys were flyers, so there's a reference of flight there. And the main central spire, there's a bit of competition with their singing, isn't there? Yeah. And the main spire is surrounded by a series of walls, as you can see, with 120 name panels containing the 26,000 plus names of the Lincolnshire aircrew that were lost. And they'll be followed later by the rest of the aircrew from Bomber Command that were lost, which totals up to about 53,000 men, which is obviously all young men, in fact. And that's what the memorial is all about. It's all about those guys that gave their lives, but also, of course, the other veterans of the force as well. And some of those are here.
With 27 bases spread across the county during World War II, Lincolnshire has had a long and deep aviation history. Historian and broadcaster Dan Snow attended and opened the ceremony. So what does today mean for our country?
Today, sorry, hang on a second, sorry. What does today mean for our country? Today is a very special day because we're remembering those who were given an appalling job during World War II, a terrible job, which was flying over Central Europe and dropping bombs on the enemy, desperately trying to bring the war to a swift conclusion, but paid an extraordinary price. 70% of those who flew in these bombers were killed, wounded or taken prisoner in World War II, the highest proportion of any unit of the armed forces. So it's an important day to just commemorate them and say, look, despite the controversies, despite the bitter debates over what was it right or wrong, you as individuals are worthy of commemoration.
The project to build the memorial and the upcoming centre was launched in 2013. Nikki Barr has been the director of the project since it started.
This is where 27 stations where 46% of the losses came from 1 and 5 groups, and these are the names that you see behind me. And it was really that we felt it was important to recognise not only the contribution that Bomber Command had made, but the contribution that this county made to the war. And so the start was originally going to be just the memorial, but it's grown a little since then, and it's now a £10 million project.
The project is set to be finished by June 2017, pending funding. In the meantime, the spire will stand tall in the skies of Lincoln to remember those that gave their today so we can have our tomorrow. Sebastian Edgington Cole, Siren FM, Lincoln.